Good morning. Welcome, my friends, to this live session and wishing you all a very, very good morning. Lovely to see you all there as you join the call, because today I want to talk about anxiety. I know that we have actually covered this topic previously, but I think we are in a situation again, as we will be probably many times during our lives, when anxiety is really common, and it may not be affecting you so much, but it may be affecting your students. I know here in Britain we've just had a very confusing bit of information from the government about what we can do, and depending whether you're in Wales or in England, you can do totally different things. So I can just feel the whole of the nation is in this anxious state. And from speaking to many of you in the last few days, many of you are feeling overwhelmed or feeling anxious. So just because we're yogis, it doesn't mean that we're not affected by these things. We will feel all that wide range of emotions as well. So I think my first message is to really be kind to yourself and really know that it's okay to feel these things. Scotland and Ireland too, yes, Melanie, exactly. You know, we are in a very, very confusing situation, and in a way there was probably a bit of security in lockdown, and now that in some of the nations here in the UK it's being, in a rather strange way, being released, I can feel a lot of people around me are quite anxious. So what can we do about that as students of meditation, of practitioners of yoga, of seekers of truth? How can we come back to that still, quiet place inside, even when life can be full of anxiety and overwhelm? So I have a few things, a few tips, and then we're going to do a short meditation. So my first tip is, guys, get your practice together, okay? We know we should do it, and sometimes life is so busy. I know some of you are mums or dads, you have very busy lives. If your practice has slipped, today is the day to start again, okay? No pressure, no judgment, just pick it up again today. So what is your practice? Well, for some of you it means getting a really good physical yoga practice, getting in touch with your physical body, doing some relaxation. For some of you that will be lighting your candle and chanting your mantras and doing meditation. If that works for you, do it today. If the yoga works for you, do it today. Okay? So get your practice together. First important rule for anxiety: if things are unstable around you, you need to bring in stability, and a daily, regular practice that your brain can rely on will reduce your anxiety. So get there, light your candle, just say to yourself, I'll just give it 2 minutes, because often our brains need a bit of persuasion, don't they, that it's actually worth doing, because there's so many other priorities we may have. So first thing, get your practice together. And if you're just joining us, good morning, all of you. These are indeed confusing times, so get stability within yourself. You can't control the rest of the world, you can't control what is coming to you from outside, you can only control your own environment. So get your practice together today, okay? Second thing is tune into nature. And I find, if I'm feeling anxious, that marking the passing of the seasons is a very powerful practice. So this morning I woke up really early, and I was out walking by 7 o'clock in the morning, walking around the valley and just looking at the beautiful hawthorn flowers. We've got a beautiful tree quite close to the centre, and Every few years it flowers, and at the moment it's absolutely radiant with May blossom. It's stunning. It's amazing. You can feel that tree is so proud and so happy, and it's at its proudest moment of the year because it's in flower. So tuning into the energy of the opening of different flowers and the buds and the leaves and the birds arriving, this can give us again a sense of rhythm, that we're coming back to the rhythms of nature, giving our brain stability. So go back to nature and look at the changing of the seasons. Just observe what's happening. We're having cold weather again at the moment, so just notice what effect that has, with joy, with openness and love. And then some of you love gardening. Get your hands dirty, get out there, and I know many of us have found that really therapeutic at this time. My potatoes have started to show themselves, my little potato sprouts. I can't tell you how much joy I'm having from gardening. So get close to nature. 1, do your practice. 2, notice the passing seasons. And then number 3, breathe. Okay, so when we feel anxious, our amygdala, the tiny little walnut-sized part of our brain, right in the centre of our brain, is having a field day. It's what's evolved to notice danger and threats, and being uncertain in this time of lockdown. The amygdala has lots to go on. So your amygdala goes a bit crazy, and then the prefrontal cortex also interacts with that amygdala, and all the different parts of the brain kind of go in this kind of crazy explosion of sensations and signals in the brain. So what we want to do is we want to bring the parasympathetic nervous system back in control. We want to say to ourselves, it's okay, I can't control everything, I come back to the breath. The one thing that I am in charge of, I come back to my breath. And we all know deep breathing stimulates the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve kicks off the beautiful parasympathetic nervous response, the parasympathetic nervous response, which is the relaxation response. So many of you know this, absolutely, but we sometimes forget to do it. So get yourself to breathe and to do meditation. So we're going to do a short, literally 1 minute meditation, maybe even 2 minutes if you're lucky. And we're going to focus on the breath, and we're going to use Samavriti. So some of you know Samavriti, the equal ratio breathing. We're going to breathe in for 4, pause for 4, breathe out for 4, and pause for 4. Now, if you know you shouldn't hold your breath, if you have heart conditions, high blood pressure, detached retina, etc., just breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 4. Don't do the retention. So sit yourself wherever you are just now. Just stop what you're doing, put down your things, and just feel into that life-giving breath, and feel that you're gently observing the flow of breath. Breathing in and out through the nose, counting gently if that works for you. Breathing in for 4 and pause. Exhale for 4 and pause. Simply, again, breathing in for 4 and pause. Breathe out for 4 and pause, and find a rhythm that works for you. Take 2 more breaths in that way. Let's breathe together. If you have more time, you might want to carry on at your own pace. Just breathing that beautiful Samavriti, breathing in for 4, pause for 4, exhale for 4, and pause for 4. One of the most powerful ways of working with anxiety that I know. I wish you a very, very beautiful day. Take care and keep safe and keep in touch.